everybody. Happy Women's Day to all the wonderful and amazing women out there. A special Happy Women's Day to all the mums who are raising children that aren't their own. This is adoptees, children living in a children's home, the children in the SOS villages, children's SOS villages, and any other institution where mothers give of their time to mother somebody else's child. We hope that you guys are all having an awesome day and that you are taking time out to spoil yourself today. In today's video for this week, we would like to share with you week 2 from the August Woman story in the book titled Blossom into Purpose, Unlocking Your Season of Greatness by author Belinda George. Once again, we would just like to say thank you to Belinda for allowing us to share from her book. This book truly is an inspiration and a blessing, not just to me, but to so many ladies who inform me that the videos and the stories that we've been sharing thus far from this book has really touched their lives. Ladies, I'd like to encourage you all to spoil yourself and get yourself a copy of Blossom into Purpose, Unlocking Your Season of Greatness, so that you can be blessed daily, weekly, monthly with this amazing book that is brought to us by author Belinda George. Thank you, Belinda. Ladies, in the story for this week, our August woman shares about her no friends journey, where she was unable to make friends or to keep friendships because they moved around a lot when she was still in school. So having moved to about 20 different schools throughout her schooling years, she was able to sustain friendships. In relation to her story, with me, we also moved around a lot. But luckily for me, I was able to sustain friendships and create friendships and have friends throughout the years that I was in school. With regards to her story, I would like to relate it to my life story as to how what she shares about her journey of not being able to have friends. I'd like to share a passage that she speaks about in the book in relation to my life. In the passage, the first sentence is, she says, when you do talk to people, share who you are. I love telling people that I'm adopted when I speak to people and I meet new people. Why? Because I am proud to be an adoptee. It is part of me. It is part of my being, my existence. It is part and parcel of me. It is what makes me. I always share a bit about my story with others because I believe that my story is beautiful and that it deserves to be shared with people. The second sentence in her sharing says, stop focusing on all the things that you aren't. As adoptees, once we learn that we are adopted, we tend to focus and dwell on things that we aren't because we look at ourselves and we look at our adopted family and our siblings and we think, why are we not like this or like that? But for me personally, I have come to realize that it doesn't really matter what I am and what I'm not. Whether I am of what my siblings are or whether I am not. It still doesn't make a difference because what sets me apart is I am different and so are they. Difference is a beautiful thing because it brings so much together that we can share with each other within our differences. There were times when I would look at my siblings and think we are different in so many ways. But I knew then, and I know now, that did not matter. It didn't make me less a part of the family. In fact, I think with our differences, it just strengthened our family bond so much more. The third sentence in her sharing says, stop focusing on all the physical features that you think people won't like about you. That tends to be another big one for adoptees. Once you know that you're adopted, you tend to look at the world around you differently. You tend to look at your family differently. For me, I would look at my family at the beginning when I learned about my adoption and I would think to myself, why didn't I pick up that we are different in this way or that way? Why didn't I pick up the different features? But like I always like to say, for me, being adopted, a colored girl into a colored family there's not really much of a difference that I could have picked up that would have set off a bell in my head that would have said that we are different. Am I perhaps adopted? Being adopted is one of those things that you think would never happen to you. I never ever thought that I would be an adoptee until I learned about my story. Mommy always told me, mense sê en gee jou niks. People do and say and give you nothing in this world. And we should not let that define you. And it does not matter. God created you like this in His image. So, adoptees, celebrate your physical features that are different. Whether you are adopted into a same a race or religion, family, for example, I'm a colored girl adopted into a colored family, or if it is different, still celebrate your features because that is what sets you apart. The fourth point in her story was, stop focusing on your inabilities or lacks. I was not created to fit in, but to stand out. What I have in me is what I bring out. It was placed in me for a reason. So whatever I lack in the eyes of others, it's not for me to deal with. We all are created to be different, and that is okay. The fifth point says, instead, focus on those physical features that you know people already love about you. I am blessed and so loved by my forever family, by my husband and my children. I might not look like my siblings, although people has told me, Wayne and Natalie, those are my two siblings, that we look the same. Wayne and I used to afterwards always have such a giggle and a laugh about it when people used to tell us, ons kan sien julle is broer en suster, julle lyk dieselfde. And when we are gone from them, we would laugh at each other and would say, hulle weet nie jy's adopted nie. So that was our little giggle with our little, well, not a secret, but the fact that people didn't know. With Natalie, people would compliment and say we look the same because we often had the same hairstyle. Or when we would wear our glasses, people would say we look the same. That in itself as well was another laugh that we shared amongst each other because people did not know. That is the beauty of my forever family. They didn't feel the need to make people know that I'm adopted. I love my physical features. They are mine, given to me by my Heavenly Father. The sixth point in her message, focus on your abilities and your talents that you do have. I have so many that really sets me apart and makes me stand out, and I am blessed because God is using each and every one of them. Sometimes I am blown away by what God shows me, and that is within me. For example, having a YouTube channel. If you had told me a year or two ago that this is what I would have been doing today, I probably would have laughed at you. But God. Wow, it is so amazing that God is using this platform of my adoption for me to be able to reach out to others. Having shared that I have so many different abilities and skill sets, amazingly enough, I have a love for children and a love for teaching. My adopted dad was an educator. He was a teacher. My adoptive mom worked in a school. So it's not so far away from each other. So I have similarities in skills that my adopted parents have. My love for community work comes from my family. It is how I was brought up around them, sharing and caring for others out there. And that is just another passion of mine that I have that I share with them. I have been blessed with all the above and so much more. And that, in my book, makes me worth getting to know. So adoptees, don't feel that because you are different and you share different features or different skill sets, that it doesn't matter to the next person. We all are individually differently created. We all are set apart differently. Think how boring the world would have been if we all were one and the same. By being different, we bring different things into situations, into relationships that we can share with others. And in that way, it helps us help others and vice versa. So celebrate being different, especially today, ladies, it's Women's Day. Celebrate your individuality, celebrate being different, celebrate those different features, celebrate your different skill sets that you have, because you were created to stand out. None of us were created to fit in. We were all created to stand out, to make a difference, to bring change, and to change many narratives along life's journey. I hope you guys have an awesome day further. Enjoy Women's Day. And ladies, don't forget, try to get your copy of the book, Blossom into Purpose by Belinda George. If you are interested in ordering a book, please feel free to contact me, drop me a comment on our channel or send me an email. Our email address is on our channel, and I will send you the details as to how you can go about ordering your copy from Belinda George. Have an awesome day, everybody. Until we chat again. Happy Women's Day. Bye, everybody.
Seeing eyes of mine.